episode of everyone's favorite pitch practice,
The
the
show.
show. Are you awake over there today, Brandon? Are you awake?
Sur-
What's
sur-
going on?
surprisingly, yes, I've been up since 4:30. Well,
Uh,
I would say up. I mean, my alarm went off at 4:30. I didn't get out of bed till about 5, and I had a long sales day. I had to drive to Cleveland and back for a sales call in
oh
one day.
wow.
So yeah, it was a long day. I'm ready for bed.
How far is Cleveland from you?
About 3.5 hours. So it was a 7-hour day.
Well, that's just driving.
Yeah, I was just driving.
So wow, that's quite a commute, 3 hours. Well, I'm happy to say that I make my commute too, and it is from my bed to my desk. Sometimes I get stuck in traffic on the way to work.
In your kitchen, you get
I
stuck in traffic in your kitchen.
have to make my way through the dishes. It's always the dishes.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone about that yesterday. How can I just how come there's always a sink full of dishes? It's like crazy out there. But what's up, everybody out there watching? Give us a hashtag where you're watching from. You are in for a super treat today. I'm gonna bring it out in the beginning part of this video. So stay tuned because we're gonna have a viewing party. We're gonna have a watch party. We're gonna watch what are we gonna watch today, Brandon? What's tell us what book are we getting into? We're actually getting into a book right now.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. Year as far as like studying. Not a new book. It came out 2019, I believe, right before the I would like to call the shit show.
Yep.
And it's an interesting take. It's not the only book that launched at the time, kind of doing the same thing. So there was definitely a phase going on when it came to online marketing and marketers and people kind of coming up the ranks who are now kind of studying and emulating and learning and teaching from there. Mr. Sabri Suby from Down Under, because we were talking about him last week, and his book Sell Like Crazy.
Yes. Check it out.
There, you got the audio book. I did not go all the way through his funnel and buy all the upsells to get the book.
Check that out. Check that out. Check that out.
You got the audio. How is the audio? Is he reading it or is
No,
somebody else reading it?
Sell Like Crazy. How to get as many clients, customers, and sales as you can possibly handle by Sabri Suby. We were having a discussion about how to say the name. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. That's how I say it. It's Sabri Subry. Sabri Suby.
Sabri Suby.
All right. How is the audio version? Well, this version is actually you can actually choose a voice. So this one's a pure ebook. So it's not the audio version. This is an ebook, but there is a in my app I can have a voice read it. So it's not what do you say? It's not read by the author or read by anyone famous. It's just like an audio thing. I do it sometimes when I get an ebook on my laptop, and I can use that reader, and you can change the voice. But that's what this one is.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay. And but you were talking about how this book started off at the beginning of that kind of phase when I think there was just this massive influx of people going online and becoming online marketers. Is that what you're talking about, right? Hey,
yeah, like the online gurus, kind of coming into play when everybody was at home, trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives since we couldn't go out and work. So they're trying to find other ways to make money, and that was a perfect opportunity for these people to kind of sell their wares, so to speak, to those looking to try to make that buck, so to speak. Definitely interesting take. It's probably the fourth book that I bought in that type of genre.
Uh-huh.
I think I got .com Secrets first. No, actually, it was Traffic Secrets first, which kind of led me through that. And Sell Like Crazy was probably the first book that I bought after all the Cardone books, because I think I saw Sabri on something to do with Cardone as that collaboration for whatever they did, and then I got Sell Like Crazy. So
yes. And if you're out there watching, I'm going to show you who this person is, and we're going to have a viewing party right now. Let me bring it on screen, okay? We're going to do this first. So if you're watching, tune in right now, because we've got a special viewing just of, I think of this guy as an ad guru. So when I say an ad guru is whenever you have been online for a while, and if you've gotten in his funnel or any of his ads come across, you will recognize his ads. And I want to show during today's episode, I want to play for you a couple of those ads just to give you an idea of how much this guy's online. Now, this here, I also want to just talk about this Ads Transparency Center. For you out there that didn't know, most people know that Facebook ads has a library, right? And if you ever want to funnel hack the Facebook ads of anyone, you can simply go to the Facebook ads library, enter in a few pieces of information, look for that page, and it will have transparent information about the ads that those pages are running. But let me ask you, did you know, Brandon, that YouTube has the same capability? Did you know that?
I did not know about YouTube. I knew about LinkedIn and Facebook or Meta ads. I think TikTok has an ads library as well. So I never really thought about YouTube having a library, but I mean, it makes sense. It might be a regulatory thing for these platforms to actually have a library for compliance purposes, so FCC can readily check to make sure the ads that are on there are compliant.
Right. Oh man, talking about compliant, I want to talk about something else, because some of the things that he says in this beginning chapter, we'll talk about compliance too. I think it's more of people just wanting transparency. Mm-hmm. It could be FCC requirements, and if you've been around, you've seen that there's a lot of, what is the famous guy that really got sued recently? Anik Singhal. Did you know about that, Brandon?
Anik got sued?
I say Anik. Yeah. Yep. Sure did.
Oh, did not know that. I'll have to definitely look that one up. His email course was the first course that I bought online. His email launchpad, because I wanted to get into email marketing to make money online. And it was his email launchpad that started it all. Kind of crazy.
Yeah. So let's roll the clip here and enjoy this quick video from the YouTube Ads Transparency Center. And when it's done, maybe we'll watch it all the way through. But if not, I'll come back and I'll show you a little bit more about how you can go behind the scenes in this Ads Transparency Center. Okay, here we go.
They said all I needed was a new logo and some more exposure, and that everything would be all right. And then 6 months later, my entire marketing budget was murdered.
Hey you, yes you, is trying to get customers online driving you crazier than your ex? Thinking of doing a tequila enema or throwing your MacBook out of a moving car window? Tools to do this, tools to do that. Pixels for this and cookies for that. As you work longer, harder, earlier, later, on weekends and whenever you get a spare moment. Listening to podcasts at 2x speed whilst gunning for inbox zero. Refreshing LinkedIn as you pretend to pay attention on a Zoom call that you don't even need to be on. It's okay, there's a solution. Here it is, there is no solution. Did I hurt your feelings? Do you want a Band-Aid and a cuddle? But seriously, if you finally want to get more clients, customers and sales than you can possibly handle, then listen up. Because what I've learned from growing the #1 fastest growing agency in the country and generating my clients over $7.8 billion in sales is that doing so isn't a result of luck, hope, or praying to the internet gods. It's a result of having a selling system that takes complete randos on the internet from who are you to shut up and take my money. Hey Siri, how do I get more customers?
I'd rather rub habanero chilies in my eyeballs than help you solve that problem.
Not having one is like playing business on hard mode. Alright, let me show you how we do this using something called the larger market formula. In any given market, only 3% of people are looking to buy right now. Then there's a further 17% of the market that are in information gathering mode. These are the window shoppers who may not be looking to buy right now, but are open to it. Then there's a further 20% who are problem aware, meaning that they might know that they need a new car, need to lose weight, get more clients, etc., but aren't actively researching or looking to buy. Then there's the other 60% who aren't problem aware or looking to buy. Now here's where things burn like a mouthful of fire ants. Most businesses spend all their time, money and attention on the 3% of the market that's looking to buy now. So there's way more money targeting the 97% of prospects outside of the top of the pyramid. Because believe it or not, even disinterested prospects can turn into lucrative customers if you know how to approach them. The problem is that most people treat every lead like the 3% that are looking to buy now. That's a stupid idea. It's going to zero. Take it behind the barn and shoot it. So forget about DMing strangers till the cows come home, running complicated webinar and quiz funnels. Because if you want to slap $500,000 on the ass, this selling system is much quicker, easier and faster than anything you've seen before. Once you have this system, everything becomes cheaper. Usually a lot cheaper. Your cost per click drops, conversion rates increase, leads are cheaper, and as a result, your cost to acquire a customer is cheaper, much cheaper. If you don't believe me, keep going through our funnel. Yep, this one. And pay very close attention to the whole silky smooth process. And ask yourself, what if I had the same thing? Because if all your marketing is screaming, buy my stuff, you're doing the equivalent of walking up to complete strangers and asking them to marry you on the first date. Okay, so want one of these selling systems for your own business so you can make some extra money, so you can buy things, expensive things like Dyson fans, Aesop hand cream, and weird flavored juices. Well, don't worry, Skippy, because not only am I revealing every little piece of the system in my best-selling book, today I'm gonna send you a copy for free. So never again do you have to put your hard-earned money behind a crappy agency, ads, or funnel that murder your moolah. So slip on your big boy pants and click on the button below. Oh, and let me address the elephant that's been trumpeting about your mind. Why is this dude giving away all of his secrets for free? Don't worry, I explain all of that and more on the link below. So click the link now and get your free copy today. Or don't click the link and instead hide in a grey, emotionless pit of your own pity. Sell like crazy figuratively, not clinically. Some side effects of buying this book may include a high converting sales funnel, better ROAS, lower CPLs, lower CPAs, restoration of your sanity, peace of mind, more freedom, more time with your family, more security, and a surplus of cash in your checking account.
All right, we'll stop it there.
You don't even have to buy the book after watching that ad, because that ad is the entire book.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna kind of talk about that too. It was like as he was going through, it was like you know what I saw hot, warm, and cold traffic.
Yep.
Right, hot, cold, and warm traffic, and him explaining it. It was he's brash.
He is, and a different style. He's kind of like the dude version of Christine Morel. You know, when it comes to making funny, creative ads. Maybe the Harmon brothers helped him out and create that ad, quite possibly. But it's definitely a well put together ad in the sense that he's definitely reaching out to a specific target market, entrepreneurs for one. Doesn't really matter the niche, because everybody wants customers like crazy. You know, the system would work whether you're a roofer, plumber, electrician, coach, consultant, dentist, poop scooper, landscaper. Like, if you provide any type of service and you need leads, like, this selling system works, right? Yeah. And it's not his system, because the system's been around for ever.
Yeah.
In fact, I think in the book itself, the first example that's given actually goes all the way back to 1948 to the company Merrill Lynch to get more customers in. And he's absolutely right in stating, when he went through that reverse funnel, that pyramid, that any given point in time in the sales cycle, only 3% are ready to buy. So
Yeah.
you get 97% of the market just kind of twiddling around, looking for that solution.
Yeah, yeah. And what he said was something we hear a lot. He said that you're talking to all your customers like they're ready to buy. And that is a mistake. You have to be able to communicate with them at the different levels. And that's what he was going through in his sort of kind of a modern, because he talked about, okay, you can buy this stuff. He's hitting those pain points. He's talking about you can buy stuff. And then I love the graphics too. I thought it was a pretty funny ad. I thought it went pretty long, but I don't think he shows that entire ad. Have you actually seen that ad before come across your feed?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he actually shoots that ad, but that ad was you'll lose people on that ad.
It depends. I think cinematography wise, it's filmed well enough to have those jump points to keep you continuing to watch it. If you don't know anything about it and it's fresh on your eyes, you'll watch it. If you've seen it once or twice before, you'll kind of scroll on or hit the skip button. But I think he does a well enough job to keep people's attention and moving forward. And that problem agitate solution, he does that about 3 times throughout that ad.
Yep. Manny Blackburn, what's up, Manny? Manny commented inside of the Facebook group saying, "Hey, I have that book." Hey, Manny, tell us your thoughts about the book. What do you think? Did you watch the commercial? Are you a Sabri Suby fan? Let us know what you like about the book and join along as we're going through the book as well. Before we got into a little bit more in the book, I wanted to just kind of show you a little bit more behind the scenes in that ad transparency area. Okay, Brandon?
Sure.
All right, let's get that. Let me bring that back up here to bring on the screen. All right. So in case you didn't know, this is YouTube's ad transparency for a safe and open internet. If you'd like to get access to this, just check around this video for a link. But it's available for anyone with the YouTube channel. But this is actually for all ads across the Google platform if you're interested. So what you do once you get to this page here, you can just scroll here and you'll see that I have done a search here for what we're going to do, sell like crazy book. There you see how it entered in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's going to open up the internet library to show all of ads by King Kong. You see this, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you get an opportunity to check out all the ads that he has on all the Google platforms, and yeah, even the ones that are display ads.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a funnel hack, his ads, his funnels, this is how you're going to hack that first area of his funnels. And this is where I found his video. This is how you can find them. Sometimes people are, they're showing ads and you can see, like, say for instance, when you select one, let's see, I think these are all the same video because he was in the car, he was on the golf course, but they might just be different versions of it. So for example, now this one doesn't have it, but sometimes it will show that there are different variations. So if you're out there and you're my funnel hackers, where are my funnels hackers out there? Hashtag funnel hack down in the comments. You know that we model what's working, and you've seen this video, you love it. And I also want to give a shout out to an additional resource that we have, and this is inside of our Mental Marketer Blueprint membership area. Let me share this tab. All right, okay, you see that there? All right, so this is a Trello board that I've put together, and it's available to all the members inside of my upgraded membership area. And I'm gonna just give you a little bit of preview of what we have actually, just gathered some of the best videos or ads that we love to hack. So here's one of your favorite guys right here, Brandon. So we're gonna show his video. Check this out. Now there's actually a way that you can get the link for YouTube videos. You know, sometimes they go by so fast you don't get to see them. But let's watch another one, Brandon. Let's watch another one and let's give our feedback on it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is one of your favorite guys.
Are you a salesperson? Well, if you are, here's an offer to you. In exactly 2 minutes, I'll share the secret, the weird, the counterintuitive, the bulletproof framework to make almost any prospect let their guard down, want to engage, open up, and pull you in to purchase your solution. Now that's simply by asking the right questions at the right time, and especially with the right tone. I'm Jeremy Miner, and during my 17-year sales career before I retired, I made a bit under 33 million in straight commissions in 4 completely separate industries that had nothing to do with each other. I was in the trenches like you, selling day to day. But just so you're aware, it wasn't like...
Well, let me stop it right there. What do you think about his gestures and how he slows down and talks that way?
Definitely has a cadence, you know, to kind of, I don't know, hypnotize you, kind of lull you in, false sense of security. Hand gestures have always been a big thing to kind of emphasize key parts of the speech or the sentence structure to kind of focus in on. And that's taught really in any speech class. Doesn't matter, you know, what level, what grade level. I think I've paid enough attention during middle school and things like that. When kids were given their speeches for speech competitions, things like that, they always had some type of hand gesture or motion to keep the audience engaged, because surprisingly, you listen with your eyes as well.
And his pauses are marked out. They are very prominent, and I noticed that in him. And I like watching his body language. Mm-hmm. And I think Jeremy Miner is really someone that teaches this sort of a different type of sales technique, and a lot of it is either psychologically based. I
think he's not my guy.
I know he was at Funnel Hacking Live.
He was at Funnel Hacking Live. He didn't speak on stage. I don't know if we ran into him or not. But he has a decent trainings on YouTube. Excuse me, my nose is stuffy. I got those little Vicks on. He's got some decent trainings for free on YouTube. His NetQ technology trainings are pretty interesting. I think it's an offshoot of NLP, neuro linguistic programming or whatever. I don't know. I'm still, you know, Cardone methodology over that. That NLP deal, way of the wolf type selling is neat. but that's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah, Grant Cardone says it's manipulative.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't dug into Jeremy's stuff enough to say it's manipulative or not, but selling is persuasions, and whatever you got to do to persuade to get the deal, get the deal. I mean, who's got my money, right? That's what it boils down to.
All right. Yeah. Let me play a little bit more of this one.
Like I was born out of my mother's womb with those skills. In fact, when I first started, I was really awful. Okay, I used to go door to door. I was talking about the features and benefits of my product, and I was all excited. And I noticed I started getting all these objections, and prospects would just slam the door right on me, like over and over and over. It was like I was just putting my hand in the sand every day. I just didn't want to go back out. But what was worse, and here was the issue, is I was doing exactly what my sales manager told me to do. I was doing what the gurus were saying would work. And spoiler alert, I rarely heard yes, like hardly ever. It was like all I got was no's. And there's a lot of other stuff that I don't really want to go into because it's freaking embarrassing. That's when I began putting together what is now being called by thousands of sales reps like you, the Sales Rep Bible. And I know that's kind of a cliche meaning, but it's a neuroscience-based approach from my background in behavioral science from university. One that actually works with human behavior rather than works against it, to not only overcome objections, but to actually prevent most of the objections you're getting right now from even happening in your prospect's mind. And it's done by this. It's simply by asking the right questions, but at the right time, and especially with the right tone. And when you master that skill, which you can, because I mastered it, you can cause your prospects to actually pull you in, completely open up, go below the surface, and pretty much thank you for allowing them to pay you to get them where they want, to buy your solution. And I am dead serious when I say that. In fact, this secret framework, this sales structure I'm talking about, it's the fruit of 17 plus years of exhaustive work, exhaustive research, and mostly testing in the trenches.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's okay. We had enough, right?
Sure.
All right. Okay. Okay. I want to talk about this a little bit more, but if you want to get access to this, it's a little ads library that we keep. Make sure to check around this video for the link to get access inside of our Mental Marketer Blueprint when you become a Mental Marketer Insider. Well, his sales technique, Brandon, we were kind of just leading right into it, right? Questions that draw people in, asking them the right questions. How does that sit, or how does that compare to what Sabri Suby says about sales? Because I haven't really gotten into the book yet to really hear what his philosophy is about selling. If you have, what do you think?
Not that far in. This week we're talking about phase 1 and 2. The first part of the book just kind of goes into his background. As with any of these types of books, it kind of paints a story on where he was at before he, found the secret to his success, and then it leads into the and obviously it talks about the market and things like that, leading into the phases on what to do with this market. But the first 2 phases of the book are know who you're selling to, define your avatar, and 2, getting that irresistible bait for them. So when it comes to that type of selling, it's already meeting your client customer in the conversation they're already having in their head. So the only way you can ask those right questions is by 1, knowing exactly who your avatar is, right? And then 2, having some type of headline that piques the interest based on the questions they're asking themselves in the back of their head. So think about a homeowner, right? That's saying, man, how do I get a new front porch? I don't know. Or how do I get my siding replaced, right? And then all of a sudden they're thinking it, they're asking themselves those questions. And then they're scrolling Facebook and they see a headline, 7 unbelievable things that you need to know about replacing the siding in your home before you open your wallet and hire a contractor. Some type of crazy headline like that, and then draw them in to click the link and then get that information. So it's kind of the same, but just in a different medium, so to speak. Jeremy's talking about sitting face to face, cross table from somebody to, ask the questions to then get them to, sign the check. Whereas Sabri is doing it online, entering the conversation that the prospect is already having in their head with a headline that draws them out to then take action.
Yeah. So it reminds me. Well, I'll tell an example of because you talked about imagine wanting something for your house, and then you go on social media, then you start seeing it.
Yeah.
So I've been having this little. I need to say I ran my race this past weekend, Brandon. Freaking kick some butt, man. Kick some butt. Ran my fastest time ever. I was the winner. Yes, me at my age, at my old decrepit age. I went from 0 to 5K in 3 weeks.
Were you the only one in your age group?
Yep, but I won anyway. Hey, that doesn't matter. It was me against me out there. Was I the only one in my age group? Why does that even matter? Why even bring up that stuff?
Thought I'd ask.
I'm just kidding. Yes. Yeah. But man, I just, it kind of teaches you the power of what you can do when you put your mind to it. But what I was saying is that, so the week prior, I've been stretching, had this little nagging pain in my lower back. So I said, okay, before I go out there, I'm going to go see a chiropractor. And so I looked online for a chiropractor. And then next thing you know, of course, my feed was filled with stretch zones. Come in for a free 30-minute, come in $19 special. And I was like, they didn't even have to sell to me, Brandon. They didn't even have to sell to me, because I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I looked and I just signed up, and I had an appointment that day. I was in there getting my lower back cracked. I had felt some relief. So that was just an example of what you're talking about, how when you imagine looking at, being in that mindset when you want something and then seeing an ad come in front of you right at that time, it's like you don't even have to sell. Mm-hmm. You don't have to sell me. I was already bought on that one. And then but then we were talking about you were talking about, there was something else that I was thinking about. I just lost it there for a minute. But you had made another point that I was thinking about, because you were talking about the knowing your customers' pain points.
Yep. And your avatar. Yep.
Yeah, and being able to ask those right questions. It reminds me of Russell Brunson's philosophy. That's why he always recommends, it's a difference between selling one-to-one and selling one-to-many. You talked about him sitting across the table and doing the selling and being able to ask those questions to bring it out. But he also talked about asking them before they come up in your prospects' minds. If you know the questions that they're going to ask, then you address them beforehand. And as they're thinking about it, they're thinking, and that's interesting how, this is how Jeffrey Miner put it, but Russell Brunson has put that same philosophy into maybe different wording. And I think he calls it, what he says is you have to find out what's going on in your customer's mind, and then you have to overcome the false beliefs. Mm-hmm. That's what Russell Brunson calls it, the false beliefs that are going on in their mind, such as, I can't do it. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. How I don't have the skill level. Typically, what are those three objections you're going to get? It's either going to be about the vehicle, the internal, or the external. And it's interesting how you hear selling philosophies across the board, but then they all kind of come down to these same principles.
Yeah, and not having enough money is definitely an excuse. If somebody wants it bad enough, they'll figure out how to get it, or they'll charge it with the belief that it's going to work out for them to be able to pay it off later. Now, that latter half might not be the smartest thing to do in every situation, but using other people's money is how a lot of people got very wealthy. So always keep that in mind.
Yeah, and we must also point out that selling is not closing.
No, selling is not closing. Closing, I had that thought completely wrong. What is closing? Closing is helping. That's all closing is. Closing is helping somebody get the result that they ultimately want. Sales is not a sleazy or bad thing at all. Now, there are some sleazy and bad people out there. Talk about that here in a minute. But for the ethical people and the ethical ones out there, your ultimate goal is to help somebody achieve a goal that they want to achieve in a respectful, ethical, and financially feasible way. By financially feasible, meaning you take their money and put it in your pocket.
Yes. No. Who's got my money? Who's got my money?
No.
All right. So inside of this book, Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Suby, phase 1 is we're going to be going over 2 phases every week. So this week we're talking about his phase 1 and his phase 2. You already touched on phase 1. It's just understanding and identifying your dream buyer, which is your dream customer, your dream avatar. You need to know them inside and out. You need to know what's keeping them up at night. You need to know what makes them wake up in the morning. You need to know them. And the second part of phase 2 is create the perfect bait for your dream buyer. Or as Sabri Suby, oh my gosh, I'm not going to say his name right. I'm just going to call him SS.
Just say Suby. Just call him Suby.
As Sabri Suby says, your Godfather offer. Is that what he calls it?
I think so. Possibly. No, because you're that'd be like towards the end, because the first phase is figuring out who your customer is, and he goes into some good resources like Answer the Public and Google Trends. I don't know if you talk about Google Trends, but Answer the Public he kind of hit on really really thoroughly, and that is a Neil Patel company. Yeah. And I think it's not free now. I think it was free at the time that he had it, but it's a freemium app. So there's a free version, then you can pay to get deeper insights.
I think you get 3 searches a day.
Okay. Or you pay and you can get unlimited.
Yeah.
Either way. But it's definitely a great resource, especially for long tail keyword research to what people are searching for. And that way you can, again, enter the mind of your customer as they're having that conversation. And then from that information, again, that's when you create that perfect bait for your buyer. And the thing that he kind of talks about here is that free report. Now, again, this book is the bait.
Yeah.
Like this book is his bait. It's the free plus shipping book, right? And it's just a giant sales letter. It is a 330, 40, 45 page sales letter.
And it's selling his selling system, which has to do with funnels.
And it's actually ClickFunnels too, because if you go through the upsells, he's selling you all of his funnels to implement into ClickFunnels. So not only is he making money on the book, well, maybe he's not making money on the book because it's free plus shipping. you spend the or the 1997 or 197 deal for the funnels, and then he makes the recurring commission off the ClickFunnels account in perpetuity. On top of, hey, you try to do it yourself. Let me help you out there, bud. Pay me $5,000-$6,000 a month, and I will do everything for you.
But
So,
and then everything, and then it's like that, Brandon, because everything is a referral link. It's a referral link to Answer the Public, because they have an affiliate program. So and it's a referral link to get him to maybe, well, his ad agency, calling agency.
yep.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. But how can a roofer do it, right? It's easy. You have the report. Get in the back of somebody's head on why they need to check this out before they hire you or hire any roofer, not just you, right? And the point is, they're not to sell them right then and there. It's just to get them simmering a little bit on things they need to be looking into before they buy, whether they buy from you or not. That's the sales part of it. That's when you get your guy in there to, explain the report in person after they read it themselves, to say, this is what I see. Have you had anybody else come out? If they did they do this, and this? If they didn't, well, this is important that they did this. We do this. And then, that's how you get the deal.
Yeah. You know what? When you talked about that, how can a roofer do it? I'm going to go back to my experience at the chiropractor.
Okay.
I was put in a funnel, Brandon.
Okay.
I was put in a funnel. Let me tell you, I showed up there and it was I think it was like a $19 adjustment.
Right.
So a $19 adjustment. I get there, I sit down with the lady and she starts saying, let me tell me about, what are you experiencing? I had this little sit down, and then the doctor came in, and I say the doctor, but he's not a doctor. He's just a chiropractor.
Hey, they're doctors. Don't tell them otherwise. They'll break your back.
The craziest thing, Brandon, because I'm sitting out there in the lobby, right? And okay, so there's this a refreshment machine right next to me, and it is the chiropractor that's going to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking to this other girl, and I'm assuming she's in training, and she's shadowing him. And I hear him say to her, he says, "Don't worry, you're doing great." And she was like, she was kind of like, "I just can't get into telling them that they need it." And he was like, "They need it. You need to just get that out of your mind that they need it." And I'm sitting there listening to this, right?
It's the wrong time to have that type of conversation.
Right in front of me, right?
Yeah. That's rule number one. You don't train your salespeople with the client sitting in the room.
In front of the customers. And then so I'm in the room, and guess who walks in?
The doctor.
Him with the girl that was shadowing him. And so he starts talking to me. He says, "Look, I'm going to adjust you today, but this is not a one-time adjustment. I want you to think," and guess what word he used, Brandon? He said, "I want you to think as a recurring thing. This is continuity." He actually used the word continuity on me, Brandon. And I'm like, everybody in there was like, "Well, this is not, we want to put you on a continuity plan." And then I looked at the plans, and they were all like packages. Like, you get 4 adjustments a month. You can buy these packages, or you could get these things. And I'm like, is this what the funnel world has done?
It has, and it's not a bad thing, but there's better ways to go about it. And if that was your exact experience at that chiropractor place, maybe I need to go talk to them about their sales etiquette and techniques to then get you to possibly upgrade to one of their continuity programs. As far as 4 adjustments a month is god awful way too much. I'd tell you, I'm not a chiropractor, but nobody needs 4 adjustments a month. Once a month, maybe at the most, maybe every other month. 4 adjustments, way too much. But I'm not a licensed chiropractor, but there's a such thing as too much of a good thing. And
they started telling me about, now you're gonna have some relief, but you're gonna need to maintain this. So we're gonna put you on continuity. And I was like, why do they keep using this word continuity?
he must have just taken the seminar from Dan Kennedy or something like that.
And I was like, I understand it's continuity. I understand they want to get me on recurring, but you want to use a different wording for it, right?
Yeah, he's fresh out of the chiropractor seminar from that weekend.
yeah, and he had a little girl, or another chiropractor that he was training, and she was like, I guess she couldn't get used to the fact that she had to tell people they need to go on continuity because she was like, I just can't get it. This is funny. We got another comment here from a man, Saad Munir. You see that comment?
Yep.
Hold on, let's put that on the screen here.
Persistent optimization. Yeah.
Is that what it's called? It's persistent optimization, huh? Yeah, I called it persistence, unnecessary persistence, right? Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so we got this second half of phase 2, and that second half of phase 2 is your offer. You know, creating that magnet, that lead magnet, which everyone says that's your next step. Once you find out what your customer needs, then you're going to give that lead magnet. In the case of my chiropractor, it was the reduced price for the adjustment, $9. That gets you in the door.
Well, that's the absolute worst lead magnet ever.
No, it was a good lead magnet.
No, let me tell you why. It was great for you, terrible for him.
Oh, he lost money probably.
Great for you, terrible for him, and that's exactly why, because he lost money. There's no reason to give money away. If your services have a high standard and a high value and do a great thing, there's absolutely zero reason to discount. Bundle, right? Do the adjustment at $19.95 or whatever you do the adjustment is, but throw in a table massage deal, right? Or hook somebody up to the electrodes on the back for the back massage that costs you pennies on the dollar to run. The TENS machine. I love the TENS machine. I have my own personal TENS machine. And when my back flares up, I slap those patches on. Oh, it's the best feeling ever. But don't ever give away money. That's stupid.
And you know what? I fully expected to come out of there spending close to $100. I told myself, I said, okay, $19 adjustment. My limit is I'm going to come out there no more than spending $100. But guess what? I only spent $19 because I wasn't going on the continuity plan because I might not be in that neighborhood. So, and I would have to go back to that location. It just wasn't right for me. But they could have. I was ready to spend more money, and they didn't. And they didn't. I didn't. And I ended up getting.
You didn't get hit up with any supplements or anything.
I kept. You know what? It was funny because I said, "Let me see the receipt," and I was like, "There was no upcharges. There was no taxes. There weren't any hidden fees." I was like, "Wow." I was completely expecting to come out of there spending $100, and I didn't. That was interesting.
And
So-
now you'll probably never go back.
I probably won't.
But in any case, so here are the HV CO types, which is high value. I don't know what CO stands for. What was the CO?
So where's this from?
That's on page 134 in the physical book. I don't
Okay.
know whatever that his HVCO acronym. I read it, but I also didn't pay attention to the acronym. So you get the free consultation. You see that all day, every day, anywhere. So it's almost kind of burnout, right? You know, roofer free assessment, plumber free assessment, landscaper free design. Actually, I got charged for a design. Coupons again. Doesn't have to be a discount on a coupon. Doesn't have to be anything free. You know, could be you know, a BOGO deal or something. I don't know. Coupon checklist.
Okay.
Classic. Cheat sheets, quizzes, videos, video course, toolkit, calendar, podcast, interview, live demo, tickets, and email course. Physical product, swipe file, infographic, phone call, assessment, custom pricing, white paper, ebook, t-shirt, industry stats, case study, how-to guide, PDF download, webinar, e-course. I like all of these except for the phone call.
I'm gonna tell you something. I keep telling you this, Brandon, and I keep seeing it time after time, and that is the Facebook group as a lead magnet. The Facebook group is a lead magnet. It trickles in, constant. That's been a crazy thing for me to watch and see how it's just grown my email list, and it continues to just trickle in, and it's completely organic. So I haven't put any money behind it, but I can imagine if I did put some money behind it, the results that I would get just having that as a lead magnet. And the reason I asked you that is because I heard you reading off all of those things, but let me ask, because that was written during that time when it was really a frenzy online. Do you think that all of those work now? All of those work.
They'll work from now until the end of time. They're evergreen lead magnets, right? People are still going to be using the telephone. Instead of it being a phone call, it might be just a video call, right? Email isn't going anywhere, even though there was that rumor that Google was shutting down. Did you see that? Did you see that article?
No. We survived email again.
I think I did. My emails are going through. They're actually.
I saw a change in your email.
Yeah, I promoted something on Monday. I was too lazy to come up with something, so I just promoted something.
Can I tell you what it was? Because I got it in my inbox.
What?
And I don't typically see the name of your email. You want me to show it?
What's that?
You want me to show it?
Yeah.
It was just the look of it. In case you didn't know, I don't know if I want to give you that feedback. So let me go to my Gmail and show you what your email looked like. It was a different, what do I say, title than what, okay. So there you might see some other emails from, I'm gonna put the name there. Who don't I want to promote? I'll promote him. Okay, all right, okay. So can you see that? Do you see yours?
Oh yeah.
You see how it, not that one.
Yep.
You see that little thing underneath it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't usually show on your emails.
It should.
So I was wondering, what are you doing differently?
I didn't do anything different. That was just the preview of the email itself from
and I thought,
and usually it doesn't, because my subject line's a little bit longer. So that might be the thing as well. Monday, like it was a last minute thing. I just sent it out. I didn't even write a subject line.
So let me show you how it just shows up typically. So typically it just has your name, and then it'll have your headline.
Or no, it's so that's actually Monday Market. When you see the Monday Marketing Madness in bold, that's the actual subject line. Just let you know, hey, it's Monday Marketing Madness, and then usually it goes into the subject. On the computer, you see more of it as far as subject goes if you're looking at it on desktop. But on mobile, it's obviously truncated. Mondays, I was in a hurry. I did it in the morning. I pulled something for the event that's happening in 2 days.
Yeah, it was Dan Kennedy related.
For the Dan Kennedy event with direct response marketing. I was actually getting into the urgency phase of my direct response marketing sequence for my newsletter, which I'm going to talk about next week since I kind of did that split. And I just forgot to write a subject line. And the email template that I pull out just has BKXX as the subject, as kind of the I don't know, the tag, so to speak, and that came from what it come from? Why am I blanking right now? It's probably because it's 9:00 at night.
It's your bedtime.
The script software. What's the funnel script software, right? And so for the funnel script software, it kind of shows you how to set up your subject line to have like that brackets with a tag of your company, like the initials of it or whatever, however you want to do it. Like yours could be the bracket MM, right? And then go into your subject. Well, mine's BKXX, and then go into the subject or whatever, just so somebody can filter out your email if they want to do it. But anyway, I know I'm getting long-winded here. So anyway, the reason why you sell it that way is because in the headline of the email itself, it says Monday Marketing Madness, and I didn't have a subject line, so we just kind of pulled that information from the email, and that's why I looked like that this week. If you thought it stood out, maybe I'll just do it that way from now on. I don't know, but like I said, it was a happy accident. And looking at how it worked out for me, when it came to opens and everything like that,
I noticed that difference, and I said, I was thinking maybe you made some type of adjustment since the email Mageddon, because we survived.
Yeah. Well, it got 47% open rate, so I mean that's pretty good. And I don't have that big of a list. It went out to 154 people, so I definitely need to work on my list size. Out of the 2,000 people that I have on my Facebook account that are following me there, they need to probably about 10% of those need to be on my list itself. And you don't need a big list to make money, but
get that lead magnets. Get that lead magnet.
I got plenty. I'm just not promoting them well enough, I guess. Yeah, so 40% open rate on it. Maybe they're just kind of curious on why I just said BKXX on it, and I got one click. So, and it wasn't an unsubscribe, so maybe they checked out the deal and signed up, or not. Who knows? But anyway, that's it. What were we talking about?
It was second half is getting your I remember Sabri Suby calling it a Godfather offer. So
that may come later on in the book and you probably remember it from like his ads and things like that, but it's not so much the Godfather offer. It's just the initial interest peak of just getting that lead for the lead magnet, right? And then there are, 4 or 5 key things in that. 4 key things in there, which are show them what's in it for them, which is 4, create irresistible intrigue. 3, 2 is the numbers, give tangible numbers, like 7 crazy things about your landscaper that you probably should know before you hire them, that type of thing. And then what's the number 1? You need a headline that grabs them and practically forces them to read your material. And that's what he really focused on in phase 2 is the headline. Because without the headline, you really have nothing, right? That the headline answers the question or at least starts to answer the question that that your prospect is asking themselves and having that conversation in their head, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think he gives better examples in his book than any of the other books that I've read on this subject personally. Even I would say better than Hormozy.
I was gonna ask about Hormozy, because Hormozy even calls it something like a Godfather offer. Make them an offer so good that
they'd be stupid to say no to.
Yeah, an offer so good they'll be stupid to say no to. Okay, that's what he calls it. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So his examples are very technical. They don't translate well in the book itself. So maybe if you got the digital version on an iPad or something like that, it probably shows up better for those examples. But they're really good.
All right. We've gone over an hour, and if you've stuck around this long, which I see we got some people sticking around so long, I want to give you one final treat, just in case you missed our show earlier today where we had a viewing party. Want to give you a little bit of treat, show you a little bit of a trail end of our ads library that we have when you become a Mental Marketer Insider. Check the link down below. Here's another sample of another video. Who do you want to see, Brandon?
I don't know who you got.
Oh shoot, man! You know what? I think my freaking mouse is gone out, so I'm not really able to
show something for Christine Morel. She's funny. Something funny. I know you got to have something for her.
I do.
Or something from the Harmon Brothers.
My mouse is just not working, and I just don't know how to. I don't know how. Here's something for roofers. Hold on, let's look at this one here.
That's a realtor.
Did you know your video player could be an interactive video funnel? Here's how to create an interactive video funnel with Voomly.com. So what exactly is an interactive video funnel? It's a unique feature that allows you to link several videos together. And when the viewer is watching the video, they can make choices and view different videos without having to leave the page. It's like a personalized video journey tailored to the viewer's preferences. Let me show you how it works. I have a real estate introduction video that asks the viewer if they're a first-time home buyer or a move-up buyer. Based on their choice, they'll...
Okay. We'll have to do it again next time. It's just not working for me, and my mouse, I don't know how to work this thing. I don't know how to work this keyboard without a mouse. And
what are you talking about?
It's dead.
You got a trackpad, dude.
Yeah, I don't know how to. But you know how you can scroll up and down?
2-finger scroll.
I don't know how to do it on this.
You gotta use 2 fingers.
You use 2 fingers on the Mac?
Yeah.
You know I don't know how to use this thing.
It's 2 fingers, dude.
2 fingers. All right.
Yeah, 3. If you go 3, it blows it up. So it's like a girl, right? I'll go ahead and shut up.
My piece.
3 fingers. The 3-finger swipe blows it up. 2 fingers gets that nice scroll. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for that tip. I'll have to take that into consideration. But
practice. You got practice.
I'm on this Mac, and I still haven't really figured it out. My PC was so much easier. I let you talk me into getting this Mac here, but I like it though. I like it.
It'll make, once you learn how to work with your Mac and scroll on it, your OkCupid dates will go a lot better.
3 fingers. My OkCupid dates, huh? That's another story for a different episode.
Hey, do you have a funnel set up for your OkCupid? You should. You got a lead magnet?
Oh my gosh. I don't know, but it's getting funneled. I'm telling you, it is getting funneled. There's a lot coming in at the top. And
that's what she said.
And some of them don't even fit in the funnel.
That's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
That's terrible.
Oh,
All right. On that note,
they're trying to squeeze in the funnel and it's just not working.
all right. On that note, we'll see you next week.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in. We're getting into phase 2 of Sell Like Crazy next week. Thanks for tuning in.
3 and 4. Phases 3 and 4.
Oh yeah, phases 3 and 4. I have my book by then. I have my physical book by then.
Good.
All right. See you later.